Alright, welcome back to JTS Astrophotography for another night of deep sky astrophotography with the William Optic Zenith Star 61. Tonight I'm shooting a target I've never shot before, the Flaming Star Nebula. It's a very large region of hydrogen alpha nebula, so it should go good. We'll see how it goes. Stellarium real quick to give you a little view of what I'm going to be shooting tonight. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to be shooting in the constellation Auriga. So it's near the Hades star cluster. But I'm going to be shooting the Flaming Star Nebula, so fills up quite a bit of the frame. So there it is. So IC405 is the catalog name for it. So you get the central star here, and it looks like a flame coming out of it, I guess. So yeah, it should be a pretty good nebula. I'll probably do that. Pretty easy to find too, because it's in that big constellation of Auriga. Got the big star Capella and all these brighter stars, and unlike the Sol Nebula, it's not that hard to find. But I've never shot this before, so I'll probably do 2-minute exposures at ISO 1600, and later on I might switch targets because it's going to be clear all night. I might switch targets to, let's see, I'll fast forward. Leo is up too. I saw it last night. I haven't seen that constellation in a while from last season. So if I wanted to, I could point it up over there and see the Leo triplet, but I'll probably shoot something else besides that. I could always do something in Orion. A little bit more time on the Orion Nebula, possibly. I'll think of something, but the main target for tonight is the Flaming Star Nebula. So once it gets dark, I'll get everything polar aligned and focused and everything, so stay tuned for the rest of the video, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, it's getting pretty dark out right now. I've got this new app on my iPhone to increase the ISO in your video. It may be pretty grainy, but it's better than nothing. So I'm going to focus my camera with that bright star Capella in the constellation Auriga, and that's where I'll be shooting tonight for the Flaming Star Nebula. So I'll go ahead and get this focused, and then I can start my polar alignment here in a few minutes. Alrighty, so I have the Flaming Star Nebula set up, and I have my guiding going, and I'm starting my exposures, and it looks good. I'll show you my frame here. So here's an auto stretched version. You can see the Flaming Star Nebula right here, and some more nebulosity here, and like the main starry areas here. So that's the Flaming Star Nebula. So I'm going to get a few hours on it, so looks good. And here's my PhD 2 guiding setup. It's going pretty good at 1.80 total error, so that's pretty good. That's what I usually am at, so that should give me pretty round stars. So far everything's going good. So it's the next morning after the night of astrophotography last night, I shot the Flaming Star Nebula and the Horsehead and Flame Nebula. So I got two good targets. Got about 5 hours on the Horsehead Nebula and 4 hours on the Flaming Star Nebula. So now it's time to take flat frames. So you want to set your camera to AV mode, and that's where it selects the exposure it wants. And then we will put this white t-shirt over the lens cap, and then we'll take shots pointing up in the sky. And this gets rid of any vignetting or gradients or like dust specks on the sensor, which I have. Then just use a rubber band to put it on there. Make sure you got it nice and tight. And that's it. And then we'll just point it up. About right there. And then I'm going to take 50 flat frames. And that is how you take flat frames.